So from what I'm hearing, Suge used to manage a lot of people. He had his hands in a whole lot of
He was
back then.
on West Coast. He was helping out a lot of people. He really was trying to teach people the game. You know, from Earl Gotti and them to who else? Like I said, the Caution, and he knew how to deal with those guys because he was one of the first ones that ever got ownership of his masters, and he was trying to teach people about ownership. That's why I hate that he get the bad rap that he get with the youngsters, because everybody don't give him his flowers, and some do, a lot do. And there's interviews out there. That's why I get mad when people are always saying, Suge rip people off money, he deserve it. Karma coming back to get him. When you hear any of the interviews that they do, they never talk about doing bad. Even Snoop, I done got interviews where I was looking at one the other day, it was like, look at what Snoop said. Snoop said he was eating good. He was taken care of very well. But later on, once he went to prison, the first time, then that's when that bad taste in people's mouth came. And then this time, they hear 28 years, and they really believe it's going to be 28 years, which it's not. It ain't going to be as short as they think, but it ain't going to be 28 years. And hopefully he'll come home, do his movie. That's why he can't really piss off Snoop too much, because he do have those people here, and he gonna need the music to license in his movie. But when Suge Knight come home, he'll be debt free and have about a $15 million to $20 million deal for books and movie rights. Because all these deals that's out here now are gonna be expired and over with. So when you hear Little Suge and people like that saying he ain't gonna do nothing right now, it's a good move not to. Number one, because you can't spend the money. You ain't gonna do nothing spending on other people. And two, shit, make that money when you come home and you can live right and you can buy your own shit, because you don't owe nobody nothing.
Wack100 said in, I believe it was on Clubhouse, that he stopped fucking with Suge Knight, and that it was because he sold his life rights or his movie rights to was it 5 or 6 different people? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that was the reason he stopped fucking with him, but that was the issue. Wack was upset and disappointed, and he was like, how can this man blame me for having to take a deal, which Suge did on a interview where he said, because Wack didn't pay the legal beagle, he had to take a deal and fight for himself on a tape recording that's out there, which I agree with Wack. That wasn't the reason he had to take a deal, but Wack was disappointed. Wack was out there hustling and got movie rights and had some deals on the table for him. $30 million deal, which a lot of people say $30 million ain't shit. I don't know. Tell me what they spent on all that on me. I don't know. I don't think LT had a budget over $30 million, but let's say he did. But Suge had that on the table. Wack had that on the table for sure. But as Wack found out, and not only Wack, because he can care, people doing their due diligence, when you're about to put out $30 million, they found out there were other deals on the table, which I kind of alluded to earlier in this interview where I said, hopefully all those deals will be expired and no good. Well, Suge done sold himself probably 500% of 100%. So the only way we're going to get a decent movie or a decent deal where everything won't be cease and desist is somebody got to be smart enough to get all these people together and they all work out a percentage. Because there's a lot of people out there that feel they have rights to his documentary or his life rights.
So this thing might not come together simply because Suge has sold it to so many people.
That's why it didn't. I mean, Wack had a deal when he needed money for his attorney for $30 million on the table where they were going to advance him some money and give him some money to make a movie.
Okay, so this was going on when he was fighting his case.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, but since then or after that, Wack paid for his mother's funeral and did things. I don't know the timeline if that was before or after, but I know it's all during the same time. But that's why Wack is disappointed. And then you're going to come out and start talking about you. Like I said.
Oh, yeah, he did say, Suge Knight. Oh, damn it. I should look it up. What did Suge, you remember what Suge said about Wack100?
Well, he called him the trucker.
That's right. Suge comes out and calls Wack100 the trucker.
Yeah. I love what Wack's response to that was, though. He said, yeah, but the trucker had to pay for your mama's funeral. Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
Yeah. It's pretty deep right there.
Hey, man didn't have to do that. Man was remodeling his house at the time. When you remodeling your home, every penny counted. So it's something that I'm sure his wife wanted extra done in that house, that he took that $20,000 and downgraded on something, or didn't do something the way he wanted to do it, or maybe even put it on hold and just now able to do it. But he didn't have to do it, but he did. So give the man credit for that. No matter what Wack say or do out there, just give him his credit for that.
Yeah, that's big. Can't deny that, man. You pay for someone's funeral, your mom's funeral. Yeah, you kind of owe him.
Yeah. And we know Wack doing a lot better now, but this was what, 4 years ago? Who knows what financial position he was in then?
Right.
You know? Like I said, he was in the process. I know he was in the process of remodeling his house at the time because I was on a call with him and hearing him and his wife discussing it because she wasn't a happy camper about it.
Oh, wow.
You know, because that's taking money out of her budget.
Right.
But he still did that for a friend.